What's up guys, Spin Firearms here, and sort of don't really want to make this video, but you have to. And one thing I want to say is, if you shoot a lot, if you test a lot of different firearms, in the last couple years I've shot easily over 200 to 250 different firearms. Buddies' firearms, rentals from the range, my own personal firearms, stuff I get for review, and that's when you really see the true colors of a firearm. Now, this right here is a Stoeger STR9 Micro Compact. It's Stoeger's introduction into the concealed carry world of stack and a half firearms, right? 11 plus 1 with this flush mag, and it also takes a 13 round mag. Now, what made this thing such a beautiful design is, for instance, imagine the SIG P365 taking P320 mags, right? Imagine a Springfield Hellcat taking XDM mags. That doesn't happen. But these can take all the full size, compacts, and subcompact mags in this little tiny handgun, which is pretty amazing, right? And it is still very thin and the same exact size, this dimension, as a Hellcat, which basically makes it a dead even tie with the Hellcat for most capacity for its size. Now, there are a couple things about this firearm being the base model that I didn't like. One is adjustable sights. Adjustable sights are as dumb as can be on a small concealed carry oriented pistol. Just give me a fixed post in the back, a blacked out rear. These sights were so off to begin with. Everyone I talked to, even my buddy Daniel Hegg, who bought one of these, the sights were just a disaster. A lot of people are having accuracy issues with these sights, and that's because when you line up, you're always off. So you really have to dig the sights low like this in order to be accurate, even after they're adjusted. But once you get the hole down on this firearm, it is extremely accurate and extremely smooth shooting. It is the smoothest shooting Micro 9 out there other than the CSX, and maybe I would say like the Equalizer, which is obviously much, much bigger. But for its size, it easily handles the best. A part of that is the texturing. The texturing is perfect on this handgun, allowing people with larger hands to still get a good purchase on the handgun. They did so many things right, except for what we are going to get into, right? Came with forward serrations, rear serrations. It is a Stoeger, and I believe these are made in the same plant, or at least they are owned by Beretta. Beretta is their parent company, so you know there is quality production going into it. But on top of that, it is a budget line. And even some of the budget Berettas, like the APX carry and stuff like that, not the compact carry, the original APX carries had some issues, right? The Nano, stuff like that. But to be honest, I thought this was 100% sleeper of the year. But in order to be the sleeper of the year, you have to be reliable. That is the number one box that you have to check, is reliability. Without reliability, you have nothing, right? You have a rail on here, awesome texturing, memory pads, an amazing trigger, awesome big trigger guard for if you live in a cold area and you wear gloved fingers, memory pads on both sides. Honestly, I love this handgun. Quality mags, I mean, everything was great, right? And if you've seen my channel, I put up a video where, we did a shooting review on this. I think we did 4 or 5 mags, and very accurate, on point, but we did have one malfunction. And that one malfunction was around 550 rounds of 9mm. Until then, it ran hollow points, it ran defensive ammo, everything I put through it. The number one hollow point I have tested through the Stoeger STR9 Micro Compact is gold dots, and they always run. I've also tested Underwood Extreme Defenders, and they always run as well. This handgun is just over 1,300 rounds, and today was my first time where I had a disaster with it. I kid you not. We had one failure to feed, and I sort of chalked that up to the ammo I was using, and the fact that I shot at 550 rounds without cleaning it. Maybe the feed ramp was a little gunked up, whatever. Didn't really bother me that much, especially coming from a $350 pistol. If you're going to buy the Stoeger, buy the upgrade. Do not get the $350 version. These sights are absolute trash. They are terrible. Get the $450 version, comes with night sights and is optics ready. Right from the gate, you have a great pistol. Now, I love everything about this. The way it shoots, how fast it is for a Micro 9. I'm faster with this than my P365, which is actually pretty interesting. Way faster than the Hellcat. Way flatter than the Hellcat. Much better shooter than the Ruger 9, the Max 9. I like it better than the P365 ergonomics-wise. It's one of those small pistols where you can still get a good purchase on it, which is actually really weird. Now, is it comfortable in your hand? Of course it's not, compared to stuff like, HKs and full-size handguns and stuff like that. But for what it is, they actually did a really nice job with a huge deep undercut, allowing for any size finger to sit here, and then another one here. And then they do have the 13-round mag as well, allowing for 3-finger contact. Here's what that trigger looks like. Then we'll talk about the issues, right? I mean, it's crisp, it's clean, nice spring back, nice tactical reset. Crisp, clean, predictable. A little bit of over travel, but for a defensive trigger, that's what you want. I like it. It's not necessarily Glockish. It's much smoother, which I actually really like about it. Its size is great, capacity is great, comes with a stainless steel guide rod. They did everything right on this pistol. It takes down like a Glock. There is one thing they didn't do right, and that, at least for me, is reliability. I don't know what round count pistols like this are supposed to, withstand, but I have GX4s with 4,000 rounds. I have Hellcats with like 8,000 and 9,000 rounds. I have some firearms out there with a large round count that are just as small and cost just a little bit more. My Shield Plus, is like $50 more and runs flawlessly. Today I took it out. I actually was shooting it, and it was just regular MagTech training ammo, and I was fine. And then I had a failure to feed. I kid you not. 2 shots later, stovepipe. 2 shots later, double feed with 2 different mags. So we know it wasn't the mags, and all of a sudden this thing turned into a dumpster fire. Then the weirdest thing happened. I loaded up a 13-round mag with hollows, gold dots, Gen 1s, and I mag dumped it as fast as I could, ran flawlessly. Very confusing malfunctions, very odd, very strange. When you get 3 in a row like that and they're all different malfunctions, that is screaming a issue with the handgun itself. Something is not right. This is a quality control issue. This is a cutting corners to make it a budget-oriented firearm. Whatever the case may be, honestly, something is wrong with this. Are we going to send it back? Of course we are. That's why I love this channel, is we test stuff like this. We're going to send this away. We're going to see how Stoeger deals with customer service. That is one of the largest things in the firearm industry that not a lot of people talk about. Firearms are made by humans. Humans make mistakes. So, of course, lemons are going to be sent out. Bad firearms are going to be sent out. But it's how many are bad. And also, how does that company respond to quality control issues as well as failing firearms? Do they say, okay, just send it in, we'll fix it, it'll be right at your door in 3 weeks? Or do they give you a bunch of bullcrap? What kind of ammo were you using? How were you holding the pistol? Were you this? Was it lubricated? Was it clean? No. Some companies, like SIG, to be honest, SIG just said, send it to me. One guy even tried to help directing me to the fix on the phone. So I respected the crap out of SIG for that kind of customer service. Never had to call Glock. But people talk down on Glock. Never had to call Glock, and I got like 50 Glocks. Smith & Wesson, never had an issue. Canik, they were great. Hellson, they were great. But we will find out about Stoeger. I'm assuming they're going to be great with quality control, and I'm assuming they're going to do the fix. But another thing I like to do is I don't tell them I have a review channel. I don't tell them they're going to be featured on the channel. I don't tell them who I am. Obviously, they know my name, but they don't know my channel. That way, I get complete, honest service, because sometimes they might want to take care of you a little extra to make them look good on camera, but I don't like that crap. If you're not going to serve the actual everyday person that way, then I don't want the other treatment. I want to be treated the exact way everyone else would be treated if they bought a firearm to defend their lives with and it has issues. Unfortunately, guys, the Stoeger STR9 Micro Compact is no longer the sleeper of the year. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hate to break it to you, it is what it is. Thanks for watching.